Hello guys, and I hope you have a great Sunday. This video here, we will just quickly dive through the biggest, from what I have found anyways, stocks, gold stocks and silver stocks in Australia, just to see where they are this time around. They have done really well. Actually, the bigger guys has done really well, and we will see if there's something to be scared of in quotes, or if everything is fine, and what levels to uh, to add into maybe in these guys here. So and yeah, we had gold hitting $3,000 Friday. 3,000 again. Could that be the top for this short-term top? Sure, but again, long-term gold looks incredible, and yeah, let's see how that goes. Good, good. Let's do it here. ASL, that is the Andean Silver Limited. Um, this is my main focus at this moment in time, that little triangle here. If that breaks somewhere above 120, we should be going to all-time highs. The triangle high there at 160, and then when and if that gives in, right, we should be moving higher. And the greedy target is the upper trend line here at roughly 3 point something. And yeah, again, looking really good, constructive, massive move here, consolidation, and again, it should lead to a breakout. Um, as long as we stay above here, everything is fine for this major stock here. DSV, that is not, by the way, that is not Australian. However, let's take it here anyways. We called the buy there at 110. We are getting close to the very greedy target for this short amount of time at 250, 280, and you can just see how steep it is. So that is your stop loss short term. The target, again, roughly 2.80 is again where you might want to consider. Again, long term, the chart is still looking good, but I do expect a pullback from there. Good. EVN. EVN, again, pretty simple chart in my opinion here. We have a large channel. We have three there. We have two on the bottom. We're breaking all-time highs. However, after such a move, getting to the all-time high here, on this case, the uh, the highs up here, again, that target is often getting hit and run a bit. And then again, I'm very curious to see what happens here long term. As you can see, the chart is still looking good. But I wouldn't be surprised that we are having a pause here somehow before going higher. Massive move there. Um, Big bottom pattern there. Really good constructive. Again, let's see how it is. But for now, we're above the all-time high, the previous all-time high. So as long as that is the case, we're actually doing quite all right. We have a trend line here as well that you can use as a potential stop here if you want to have that. In the short term, that is, because if we are to come down and break that, we could, start to spend more time below the previous all-time high and basically correct a bit. But again, the chart looks good, but don't be surprised if we have a few months worth of pausing here. Again, it has to be shown first, but again, just letting you know that often when you hit these all-time highs, triangle highs up here, that is typically, a local top. WGX. With a chart, we have marginal higher highs looking back 8 years. That is the big trend line. And we had the shorter term here, roughly 2 years. We broke down, we did a back test, and now we have formed a flag. So until that breaks the flag here, we have to be stuck in this range here. When it breaks, however, I think we're going to go to that trend line. And if it can break that, then you have a massive surge incoming. So that is kind of the ceiling at this moment here. But again, the chart here is still looking good. Move up, flagging as we speak. So looks still all okay here. First lower high in quite a while. So again, could it be that we need some time to play out? Sure. But definitely here, the 2-year uptrend broke in early 2025 at roughly $280. So yeah, let's see how it plays out. NST, I think this is a very big one. Yeah, 20 billion plus they pay dividend. That's really good. Zooming out here, just look again. It bottomed here, it had its crash in '09 as everything else. And then even though gold peaked somewhere around here, it just kept going. What a stock this must have been to be a part of. Absolutely amazing. Same thing here. We are at the previous all-time highs from 2020, trying to get above here. As long as we hold that uptrend, everything is fine. So it's again that is your big scary moment, I will say, if we break that blue bad boy there, and especially if we're going to come down below roughly 17, that is a good place to actually take profit. But yeah, for now we're still making higher highs and higher lows, barely. So yeah, what a run this one have had as well. Messy chart overall, very messy. GOR, also a messy one here because you have these like rounding stuff, right? Rounding, you know, price action is not ideal. And when I see that on a log scale, I'm always like, what is, I wouldn't say what is wrong, but typically when you have a chart on a log scale where trend lines are respected fully, that is the ones with higher precision. So, but anyway, GOR here took out its 2020 all-time high after some times here. We made, higher lows along the way. We finally broke backtest and running. The target for me is still roughly $4 here. Looks good, nothing to really be worried about. There is a short-term trend line here that can be used as a stop here, and I think it's a parallel as well, roughly. So again, the lower here could be your stop if you want to play the short game, but long term, it is just trending heavily, doing really, really well. And the next, as mentioned, the next target, $4 here, is to me a bigger target because that is this one here, a little bit of a cup and handle play below that level. So from $1 to roughly $2, you add that on top and you get $4. So 100% measured move from the lows here to the next one there. So looks good here. Again, keeps trending, very strong momentum wise. We have momentum there trending heavily. That's good. Nothing to really be worried about in my opinion here. This one we don't want to talk about. PRU, yeah. Big guy as well here, roughly 4 billion. We have a trend channel here, and we are at the upper end of that trend channel. By the way, look at that entry there in 2019. Wow. Again, I didn't participate, but that was a killer entry. Has been trending ever since, more or less. And yeah, we are sitting at the upper trend line here. And in order to reach the all-time highs, we need to pierce that. Again, should you be a buyer up here? Absolutely not. There's no value in buying at this moment in time because your risk is, again, you don't know where to put your risk. And that is most important. Whereas if you have entered here at roughly 0.55, your stop would have been, 0.44 or something. So quite capped risk reward at that point. So right now it looks good, but again, it is also getting, unless it can pierce here, we might have to consider that we could be stalling here for some time. But it has done really great, and momentum wise is still pushing on up. So it's one of those where you just have to again pick your what you want to do, if you want to sell here, or yeah, it is again messy chart overall, but still doing okay. RMS, that is Ramelius Resources. You can see here that has been a lot of, at roughly 2.20, there has been a lot of all-time highs previously. We have 07, 2020, and here last week we had a huge red candle. Why, I do not know, but you can see this channel here comes in danger because this candle here, compared to all the others, is just massive. So a bit careful here. If we start to drop below the yellow here at roughly $2, we are going to see, a hit of that trend line there. overall, I mean, we're still trending, right, within that overall parallel. So again, the long-term trend is definitely up, but short-term here, bit scary weekly candle there, to be honest. We have basically taken out 10 weeks of candles. But let's see here, still doing okay. Where would you be a buyer? In my opinion, if we tag roughly 1.5 here at the lower trend line, you can easily buy into that, have a stop just below. Yeah. RRL, this was our view, and that was our call there, 2.40. You had a breakout, you had a retest, and we are rallying. Target is still somewhere up here, in my opinion. It won't go in a straight line because we have some resistances that comes in very, very shortly. You have one right there, as you can see. So roughly around 3.80, we should see some resistance. And that's also when you start to hit these, levels up here where there are more buyers compared to, for instance, here. So still looking good. Momentum as well. It's starting to push on up. So yeah. Again, should you be a buyer here? No, you shouldn't. Again, the risk reward is definitely not a place to buy here. Again, you want to buy where you are breaking out and you can have a stop just below your recent levels. But to me here, still looks good. Still looks good here, but I wouldn't be surprised again if we want to have a pullback there. We have 3, we pull back, we might break on the 4th, and then the big target at roughly, again, all-time highs here, or excuse me, that high there, or the channel at roughly 7.5 for this big guy here. Tiger, or TIGR, we had a break here, massive surge, hit the bear market level there, meaning you had a massive move, tagged it, and then you broke down. So that was definitely roughly $13.5. That was your, cue that, hey, this move seems to be over and we're gonna do a round trip. We tagged it there once again, massive drop again, and then we're bear flagging for some reason. So very mixed signals here for this stock because we had that huge initial drop there with a lot of volume also. So I think this one needs more time in order to become clear what's going on. I think that's it. That's all that we have here. So again, interesting week for gold. Can we hold this 3K level? Roughly 3K. Look at that. We hit 3K. Right there. Daily potential reversal. We have done so far, so well so far ever since we broke 2075. We tagged to the T actually, 3K more or less, and let's see how it performs. Let's see how it performs. That's it, guys. Again, hope you enjoyed this. Have an amazing weekend, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.